What's happening? What is happening, y'all? I'm live. I am live here for Godfather of Harlem. All right. What's going on? How everybody doing this evening? All right. We're gonna get it on going. All right. Let me get this turn this music off so y'all can hear me clearly. All right. No fancy intro today. Just come on up here and we start talking. All right, let me bring my homegirl up here and we're gonna get it going. And we'll be up here hopefully not too long, but we got some things we got to discuss. All right. How's it going, Tamika? Tamika's Den.
Hey Inga, hey everybody, what's going on?
Yeah,
This
hey.
was a doozy, okay? Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I had chills at the end of this episode.
Right, exactly. Hey, Candy Love. What's going on? Oh, girl, I got some new colors now, so I had to throw some old ones out. I got all kind of colors, but I like wrapping my hair up, and it's not that y'all know I got some hair. I just keep it short, but I just like wrapping up my hair. I don't know why. I started doing it, and I just wrap it up in different, just be doing stuff. I match with my outfits and everything. so, anyway, Candy, did
Yeah,
you
I
see
need
the
to get me
episode?
some hair wraps.
Yeah, I mean, especially sometimes they just keep my hair, my little bald head, keep my hair covered up and um the Kane, did you watch the episode? Because I think you watching Godfather Harlem Candy, right? I think you are. But if you not, you better be watching it. It's good. It's a good show. It's a good show. Yeah, yeah, we it was a lot of good information going on in this uh in this episode. A lot of good information going on. So I'm here for it. I am here for it. Um, I guess we just gonna get started. I know, I'll be trying to give people a couple minutes to pop in, but they'll come in, and if not, they catch the replay. So uh let's see. All right, Godfather Hall. So, so Tamika, so we remember last episode we kept on talking, they kept on talking about um you said you watched it 5:30 this morning. Girl, I watched it like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I watched it right before this live happened. I wanted to freshen my memory a little bit. So I watched, a couple of scenes. Um, but remember last episode, they kept talking about that white woman, that old racist white woman kept on talking about James Baldwin and calling him a chocolate frog. So now, which pissed me off, you know what I'm saying? I don't like her. I didn't like that lady. And there she goes sitting right there in the front row. And now we got our James Baldwin. So do you think that this actor is doing a good job at representing the real James Baldwin as far as, you know, no one can be that real person, but are we close?
Yeah, overall, I think he have the mannerisms. He may not look exactly like him, but I think he have like the mannerisms down on pat. They
Mhm.
usually do pretty good overall, I think, with choosing actors. Even though I don't know, it could have been just that I was more used to that first one, but I always felt like the guy that was first playing Malcolm X was kind of a little better than the second one. It took time for the second one to grow on me,
Well, we was
but
just shocked. We was like, wait a
yeah,
minute, that's not the same guy, but we actually like the second guy. It's just
yeah.
that we had to
Get used to him.
yeah, we got to get used to him. That's all.
hmm
So
Yeah.
um
But
no,
I definitely see some of the mannerisms.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree. This They did, I'm like, you're not a split image of
I'm here,
nobody.
y'all. It's just that I got kind of like a headache and my back is hurting a little bit. I just took something for it, so I might be
No,
off and on
no,
camera, but I'm here.
no, yeah, I know my back hurting a little bit itself. So, um, yeah, but nobody gonna look exactly like
Yeah,
nobody. Look,
yeah.
I
Very
wasn't near.
rarely you could do
Look,
that.
if y'all decided to do a movie on my life, I want Nia Long to play me. Now I don't look nothing like Nia Long, but she can do a damn good job being me. So that's so. I mean, they did the best they could, but I think
Yeah.
this guy looked fine. I don't have no complaints. I'm gonna just say that.
No. Hmm.
No complaints whatsoever. And James Baldwin does have big, large, protruding eyes. Now
Yeah.
this eyes is not as big as James Baldwin,
Hmm.
of course, but I thought they did a good. He, like you said, the mannerisms, the way he talked. You know what I'm saying? His build.
Yeah, about the build, the complexion is about
Yeah,
the same. Yeah.
it's about the same. Yeah, they
Hmm.
did fairly good. So he's giving a speech and he's just tan white folk up, talking crap about him and all. And I wonder how this white woman, that racist white woman, she's sitting in the front row. I wonder how she felt because she was like
Yeah, I wanted to kind of see her reaction or see if she was gonna have something to say, but we didn't really, focus on her too much this episode.
no, it wasn't about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Hmm.
about her. I was just one. And then, but what you think about when Bumpy told him? Basically, I can't remember the exact sentence, but basically, you a black man talking about another black man, probably in front of all these white folk. He ain't said the way I'm saying it, but tearing another black man down or something he said to that effect. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty much what it summed up to because what you call it came and got him right in the middle of him talking. That wasn't really a good look. And then even Bumpy was like, "You interrupted me for this," when he found out what it was. But nonetheless, when he was getting ready to walk out, of course, Bumpy was like, "Look, you ain't no damn better than me." Like, and then you doing this, you talking about the white man, but you saying me down in the midst of it, in front of them.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
so he
Yeah, he
had to
could have.
kind
He
of.
could. If you want to have something to say, talk to me on the side. Don't say it in
Right,
front of all these white folk.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? you know. Hey, Stephen Harris, how you doing? Did you see the episode? Let us know your thoughts. Um, so yeah, Pettigrew come in, and now I got his name right now. It's Pettigrew. Pettigrew. So he comes in there and whispers something into Bumpy's ear, and then so Bumpy had to go and leave, and then now we go over. He had to go to meet up with the accountant, the bookkeeper, which is played by our lovely Whoopi Goldberg, and I just love Whoopi Goldberg. She just makes me smile, and laugh every time I see her and do stuff. So, um, but she pretty much she told him that look, your deposit that you put down for those buildings, um, they're gonna give you that money back because they um they got some other, I guess, entity, organization, or whatever that's going to be that somebody outbid you, and there's going to be um that's buying up all the buildings. So and they said, was this a black man? He said, according to the application, it's a black man. But she said, and I like what she said because this is something I heard all my life. Every skin folk ain't your kin folk. But they didn't know who the man was at the time. So at this point, we don't know who's who. But hey, Queen. Um, but yeah, Bumpy looked defeated. He looked like his face right here looked like the wind was knocked up out of him. So um yeah, I mean, she told him also too, Tamika, don't hurt the man if you find out who it is, because that's just gonna make things bad for you too. So, what you think about her? I wish they would have her more in here. We don't see her that much. She just comes and goes.
Yeah, pretty much when he do his check-ins, when she have to let him know and update him about things.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean it's like one hurdle after another. It's never a dull moment. Every time he think he getting something set up, he just finished giving up damn near. Not really giving up, but putting up for collateral. Damn near, like you said, had to sell every daggone thing. to be able to get the bank to, even invest in him so that he could start this project. And now here comes another hurdle getting in his way where it's like, wait a minute, that's not legal. How the hell he came and bought that out? So now this is something else we got to try to figure out.
Right, trying to figure out who's who. And then, like she said in here, that they can wash the money and get a tax break at the same time while they do it, So, they don't want us owning all these imagine if you try to own all the buildings in the Bronx, man, they gonna do if you're gonna try to buy all the land and all the property around the Bronx, they're gonna be like, we don't want you to have that. They want to buy it so that they can do, all this was for gentrification.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's all this was. Hey, okay, Detroit. I thought
and of course it would be certain. Of course, there's gonna be certain things that this white man is able to get with no problem and do that they would not let Bumpy do, or any other black person do for that matter. Ain't gotta just be Bumpy, but.
Yeah. I mean, not just Bumpy. It could be, that's all. This is just the beginnings of what we call now gentrification. They call it, she called it something else in here, like urban something, whatever. And but that's all the same thing. It's to push blacks out, because that's what they were planning on. Look, they wanted to take. I mean, I know we're gonna get there, but they wanted to get rid of the Apollo and put it into a parking lot.
I said not the Apollo.
They turned it into a parking lot, a parking garage. Can you imagine if that had happened?
Right.
Can you imagine? That's crazy. Yeah, and Lord, So while all that's going on the other side of town with Bumpy, we got Frank over here with his, little lady of the night that he met. And he ain't been in town before probably a couple of days. He already got somebody in the bed. And Frank getting on my nerves, but
he was annoying me.
Yeah, so much. But I'm still here for it. But I'm here for the guy. He's a good looking actor. This that guy's nice look. But he's getting on my nerves at the same time. So he can't move his bricks. He can't move his product.
Exactly, because he was dumb. He didn't think about that part of it and how he was going to figure it out and actually be able to move it. It just shows how much he did not utilize the situation to his benefit. And of course, we'll get to that later, but Bumpy ends up telling him that. Like, you had it set and you fell. And you couldn't even maneuver how you wanted to maneuver.
Well, is he trying to sell large quantities? Because you can say he said to the girl he's selling to the fiends on the street. He said, I ain't got nobody. He can't do a large amount at one time. He can't even really show his face on the street.
Exactly.
Because they looking for him. Yeah. So I mean, he in a, but
that didn't make no sense.
So his thing is, he gonna try to get close to, I guess, one of the Italians, somebody who hates Bumpy, and then we get, of course we see that at the end. Wait a minute, I'm gonna take this thing off. There you go. Yeah, and I got the fire going because I mean, so many of these people can just go in this fire and behind here. Okay, so many of these people, Frank can almost jump in there if he want to. If he don't turn it around, he gonna be in this fire. And then this guy down, what's his name? What's this guy named Carlo or something? What was his name? The guy that took over.
So he wasn't even important to me. So
he's not important.
I think it's Carlo, but
I don't even remember his name. Yeah,
just put him in as a placement because he ain't got the sense God gave him. That's why Chance was looking at him like, you supposed to be the second in command or the new command.
And look how he looking like, he threw some money at him and said, have breakfast on me. Because he know he ain't in command. They know it's Stella. Everybody know it's Stella. But because she's a woman, she can't be the face of the organization. So they put him there just because, just because but he's stupid. He's real stupid. I don't know how long he gonna be there. I really don't know how long he gonna be there. But he so they're gonna trying to find out who got the because Frank gave them some bogus drugs, it seemed like he, so he kept the real stuff and gave them.
That's what they was trying to insinuate. They was like, it wasn't 100%, it was tampered with, plus something was missing. But Chance was like, he don't want to do nothing to do with the Gucci no more. He's not doing no Gucci. He didn't say nothing from y'all. He didn't do nothing to y'all. He gave y'all stuff back. Like that on that. And Stella pretty much really didn't think that Bumpy had anything to do with it. But this guy that's, allegedly in charge was saying like, oh no, I don't believe you, and y'all playing games, and was still acting like he wanted to come at Bumpy and, put it on him. But I don't know if he actually messed with it or if it was actually what's his name? Why I forget his name now?
Oh, Pettigrew.
Frank.
Oh, really? Oh,
the
Frank.
one that did
it, Oh, yeah. Oh, Frank. Yeah, Frank is the one that did it.
I don't know. Yeah, so and what don't know nothing about that. All he told him was rob them blind, bring me the stuff, and so he could make the move that he wanted to make. But also,
that's what he told him.
Has been making funny faces and making funny moves too.
We talked about it the last two episodes. We talked about the last two episodes.
Yeah,
and I said, yeah, Frank mixed it with some sugar. Yeah. Yeah. So and them fiends know it ain't the real thing. They know.
Exactly. They came complaining right away.
Right. So well, so while we dealing with all that mess, so we sitting there watching TV. We got Mamie and now we see little Margaret, because last week I asked about Margaret and somebody in the chat said that we're gonna be seeing Margaret. So we got Margaret and Elise. So they was watching TV and talking, and they showing the stuff going on in the streets, showing the Black Panthers, and he go little Margaret with her little fresh behind talking about, "Ooh, they fine," Mamie got on my nerves this whole episode. Yeah, she got on my nerves. And I'll get into probably why later, but she was just getting on my nerves. She was just so, I know, even right here, she was getting on my nerves. Like, she's just being too bougie all the time. Just too bougie all of the time. I understand if you that way when you around these white folks, as Black people, we have to code switch a lot of the times. But damn, she right here at home, and she was just so, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way she is, but that's why I kind of like Elise, because Elise is like
Yeah, that is the way she is. That is the way she is. She put on the extra sauce when it's other people are out in public or white people, but that's pretty much her persona. She feels like we're supposed to talk a certain way, we're supposed to act a certain way, and I'm definitely for a child staying in a child's place. To me, this is just natural. Like, at the end of the day, Margaret is growing up. That's why she was like, "Oh, I'm not a little girl no more." But she was like, "Oh, well, you're my little girl," so of course she always gonna look at her in a certain way. But we can't pretend that the things that's happening in the country is not happening, and then you see them on TV and you talk about some, oh, she don't need to be seeing that on TV. But a lot of people didn't feel a certain way when it came to the Black Panthers. It was kind of split, so I guess they want to kind of show that too.
That's true, because my parents told me, I mean, I was born 71, so that's little, even though they still was around during that time, but I mean, I was too little, a baby, a little too know what's all of what was going on. So, but I remember my parents, I used to ask them as I got older, I'm probably like Margaret's age, and ask them like, because at that time I'm starting to learn more about my Blackness. I was reading the autobiography of Malcolm X as a teenager. I'm reading all about the Black Panther Party. I used to go to heavy. I know I'm going sidetrack, but I used to go heavy into the I used to go see Minister Farrakhan every time he would come speak in DC somewhere. I would go see him. I mean, in his young days, he was powerful, and it's something to hear him in person. He was young then, real fired up at that time. So I used to ask my parents, especially like my mother, like, well, did y'all go out there? Did y'all march? Was y'all into this stuff? And they wasn't into that. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. There was some Blacks who wasn't. They thought these people were like thugs or hoodlums or what? Maybe even said that, right? that they some California thugs or
Yeah,
something.
she said California thugs or something. Yeah, some people looked at
Mhm.
them like that, and they didn't talk about the fact that they did. Because I learned that later by me like looking up stuff and researching, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, they're taking care of people and doing food programs and book
No, you
programs
know,
and
no,
free.
no, that's
You
right. That's
know,
right.
everything
Mhm.
about them was just about, oh, they being militant and they want to come out here and to start something, something along them lines. But it's like it really
Mhm.
was so much more to them than that. But anyway, yeah. So I
Yeah,
think
no.
they just wanted to show
Mhm.
like the two sides of it because she already was kind of looking at them with a bias. And yeah, Elise was like, girl, she ain't lying, they all fine. Shit, I ain't
They are, yeah, they was fine. Yeah. Go back and watch
lying.
some go back and watch some. I know you have already. Go watch some footage of some of them brothers from back in the day. Them brothers was fine marching up and down the street with them leather
Yeah.
jackets on and them afros. There was some nice looking
Mhm.
brothers was out there. And beautiful
Mhm.
sisters too. But the women, we
Exactly.
can't count out the women like
Yeah.
Kathleen Cleaver and
Mhm.
Afeni Shakur
Yeah.
and the list goes on and on. There's so many of them. Asada Shakur, so many of them, and some powerful sisters out there too. So I like that. I like that they transitioned because during this time, this was the transition after Dr. King was gone, Malcolm X
Yeah.
was gone. A
I
lot of the
do
leaders
like
were
that
letting
they
people out.
incorporate. I like they incorporate things that was happening in history around that time. Like
Right,
even though they showing stuff that's happening with Bumpy, I like the aspect that they put the other parts of the history in here too. Even if it's not exact, I still
right,
like it.
right. What's up, Detroit?
What's
Hey,
good? You hear
Detroit.
me? You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I hear
Okay,
you. Yeah.
okay. I'm just listening to y'all because StreamYards is messing up, but I hear what y'all saying. But this episode was all over the place
Okay, me and Tamika liked
Really?
it,
What
but
made you say that?
tell me why you feel like that.
because they bringing in Tupac Mama. She not needed in this. This is make believe stuff. Just stick to the story. I
Okay,
don't
wait a minute. Well, who's not needed? You talking about little Margaret?
no Tupac mother. She's
Oh,
not
Tupac
needed in
mother. Oh
this.
yeah, Afeni. Maybe they wanted. Well, wait a minute. Let me just say, maybe they wanted to pay some homage to the mama. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they wanted to show some. But you know something. Let me. Oh, no, but in all seriousness, the Panther 21 was a big deal in New York during that time.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they just want to show that part, just like they show Adam Clayton Powell or they showed Malcolm and
Mm-hmm.
you heard about Martin. I think they just trying to show like this is when the Black Panthers started being more prominent there. They didn't have to bring her in, but I mean, I think it's more
But
about that.
she was one of the heads of the Panther
Right,
21, and that was a big case that went on in New York during that time. And you know that sister should all really get her flowers anyway. I'm actually reading a book on her life right now. She That sister don't get talked about. You know what I'm saying? Because most people just talk about Tupac, but there was a
right.
whole life of that woman
Yeah,
before he was even born.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
so
I think they
but
just
I get what
shedding a.
you're
I think
saying,
they
but
shedding a light on different things that was
mm,
happening throughout these years where Bumpy is,
mm,
doing the Doochie, stopping the Doochie or whatever, but also showing the history of certain things that was happening in New York and in other places,
that's right, right,
at
right.
the same time. So that's why I said it's not all, of course, 100% accurate to the way that it actually was. But
Hmm.
some of the things, just in general, I think they put in the
Yeah,
back. I don't mind the history part of
yeah.
it. I
I
like
don't
that they
even. No,
put
I
that part
like.
in.
I like it. I like it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I was surprised.
I was
That I
surprised though.
There
I
we go.
honestly
Oh, there
wasn't
we
I'm
go.
back.
expecting to
Okay,
see her.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it because I didn't see any trail or anything, so I didn't know anything. So no, I
Yeah,
was.
me either. Hmm.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what year we in right now though?
It got to be the end of well, Malcolm got taken out in what was it, 60 it's 65, I think, right? Or 66.
Okay.
Something like that. Dr. King got taken out
Yeah.
68. So
Yeah,
we
Okay.
around
I
that
believe
time.
so.
Okay, somebody
Hmm.
RC said 66.
Okay,
So
yeah, that
it's
sounds
I
about
know
right.
we getting ready to head to the 70, but we still in the late 60s. We
So
still in
so
the late
Yeah.
when
60s.
So
Yeah.
when Bumpy Johnson, when his demise, when do he pass? Because I
I
forgot.
think he
Oh,
went at like, wasn't it like,
Dr. King was it was April 4th, 1968. That was Dr.
yeah,
King.
but
Okay.
I'm saying
No.
Bumpy, wasn't he like 69 or 70?
Oh yeah, because we looked it up. Let me look it up right now. We looked up last week. We talked about it. Wait a minute.
Wait,
We
Okay.
just
Bumpy went before King? I don't think so.
July 7th, 1968.
Oh, okay, okay. So they
Yeah.
was like a couple of months. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
They're
Yeah.
right on
69.
schedule though. I'm not mad at the schedule. They right on
Yeah,
schedule. It's just the fact
Well,
yeah.
that
yeah, because remember now they could if we get another season, we could just they could Bumpy could pass away, and then they could take
hmm
this into the Frank Lucas and Nikki Bond story if
That's
they
what I
wanted
was
to.
wondering if they was gonna do or if they just gonna cut it off. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
got to do that though. You gotta Bumpy would have to mentor Frank Lucas, right?
Yeah,
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 well, we're just
yeah.
at the beginning
Uh-huh.
of meeting Frank Lucas,
Right.
so we
Yeah.
know we ain't there yet. So I can see that we can go up to season 6 with this if they keep this pacing right,
hmm
Um, so after we finished, with Margaret, Margaret, I'm not Margaret, like I said, Mamie got on my nerves, uh, but now we done with them. So now we found out he found out the address and the name to the person, but he didn't know it was somebody that he knew. To the guy who is supposedly buying all these buildings. And this man is an elderly man. He living in a little teeny apartment. Where he getting the money? We haven't found the investigation yet. We didn't find out that it was the white man, the vampire, who was doing it. But
hmm
y'all, if y'all saw Sinners, y'all understand when I said the vampire. Um, yeah,
hmm
um, yeah. So he said, "Wait a minute, Mr. G, Marshall Grant." So it turns out this man used to date Bumpy's sister Mabel back in the day. He knew him from he was a little boy. And
hmm
this man was a jazz musician, so he don't have no money. So we find out this is where the title straw man come from. So he's just like they using him, they paying his rent
hmm
and using him, and then when they done with him, they was gonna get rid of him. Wow. So
Oh, they was gonna knock him off.
oh yeah, definitely, yeah, yeah. Hey,
I did
DeMar.
my go. I did my Googles. That is a real person. This is not no make believe character. This is a real person that
Oh,
happened.
you talking about the Marshall Grant?
Yes, this is real.
Okay,
This is not
okay,
no make believe stuff. This is a real person.
okay.
Now he
Oh,
not alive no more, of course, but
of course, no, he
you
was
know what I
dead.
mean. Back then, this happened.
Okay, okay. Um, Okay. RC said I saw an interview with Forrest Whitaker, and he said that they could continue Godfather of Harlem with Frank Lucas after he died. Yes, they could. Yeah, they
Yeah,
could.
they
They
could.
actually
It
could.
depends on
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they actually
absolutely.
could. Because that's a whole story in itself. Nikki Bonds is a whole
Mm-hmm.
story in itself. So they actually could. And there was a lot going. And the Italians is that went on and on for years, so
Mm-hmm.
they could keep this going for at least another 2 seasons before it gets stale or something. Um, but Pettigrew, I'm not Demarcus. I mean Demarcus. I'm sorry, Detroit. I'm sorry. I was looking at Demarcus' name and I said,
hmm
"What you think about this guy Pettigrew?" Because I think he gonna end up doing some stuff behind Bumpy's back. Like I don't know. I'm not trusting him for some reason.
Me personally, until I see it, I think he's solid.
Okay,
He
I
had.
always thought he was solid, but for some reason, well, remember he wasn't solid last season, and
Mm,
remember he stole some doogie.
yeah.
And he had to make right with them because they almost was going to take him up out of here.
Yeah, I feel you, but if he really wanted to do something, he could have did something already.
My prediction that I said Detroit is I don't think he's making it out of this season, but I could be
Me
wrong as Gucci say. I could be wrong, I could be right.
either. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Moochie. I could be wrong too. I'm on the same train with Tamika on this one. I don't know. I got my good eye on him. You know.
Though
Uh,
you think one of the Italians gonna take him out of the mistakes that Frank Lucas is making?
he might be trying to do some backdoor stuff and sell, because every time he keeps mentioning how much money they're losing by not selling the Doochie anymore.
Mm.
And, remember last week Chance slapped him upside his head about it.
Yeah, he damn sure been saying it like every episode.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's gonna have something to do with Frank, but it could be that too.
I think it's Frank Lucas that's gonna be the one.
I think it's Frank. Yeah, I do think it's Frank.
The women Frank that's gonna take him out, or
no, the one that's gonna be the reason him dying.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Do y'all think Chance is going to be around?
I think Chance will be around.
Yeah, I like Chance.
Yeah, I think he will.
He makes me laugh. I like Chance. He don't take no crap. Look, he ready to get down. He ready to do whatever he got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah. So they kicked the man's door in and all that, and so nothing really was going on here. But now we find out who this Marshall Grant is. So now what's his name?
James Baldwin.
Yeah, having the James Baldwin. She's having a conversation with him, and now she's trying to convince herself that Bumpy has changed. Oh, he's changed. He's not in the drug game no more. He's such a great. The way she's saying it, I thought to myself, girl, you trying to convince yourself or convince me? Like, she's really just trying to say that, and I like that James Baldwin told him he's a man of many contradictions. Like he is good, but bad at the same time. And you can be two things can be true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can be, we know that there's been like drug dealers that give out turkeys and clothes, money, whatever to the community, help do stuff, and yet they selling drugs. So we know that happens. I mean,
Bumpy ain't selling no drugs right now, though. He ain't selling no drugs right now, right?
No, not right now. He's not, but he's doing.
Right.
He got gambling and stuff, right? Don't he got casinos?
Yeah,
yeah. And it wasn't legal at the time.
It really wasn't though.
Yeah, gambling wasn't legal at that time, so it wasn't like so he wasn't all the way clean yet. He was trying to get there. That's why he's trying to buy these buildings in Harlem and have opportunities and jobs for people. So he's trying, but he got all these obstacles keep getting in his way. So
true.
Yeah, so that usually just happens because you remember when not to talk about Raising Kanan right now, but just like with Rock, say she wanted to go straight, or like Ghost wanted to go straight, but it's always once you in, it's hard to get your foot all the way out of it. It's really hard, you know what I mean? You got to have a plan to say I'm getting out the game. You can't just go cold turkey. It's just hard because of the money and and everything. So and like she mentioned something here that this is true to right now, that the money, or maybe James Baldwin said it, money is power. Money is power. That's the reason why money is such a, the root of all evil is greed. Because money is power. Because if you got money, people feel like they got power.
I agree.
Yeah. So
James Baldwin, man. James Baldwin is a legend, man.
He really is. Yeah, it's a great documentary out there about him. I can't think the name of it offhand, but I can't think of the name of it. But it's been on PBS. It might be floating around YouTube and some other places, but it's a great documentary about him. Yeah, he is a great guy.
Yeah, a good brother too.
So Delia, that was what's the lady's name? Dahlia, something like that. She's the waitress, and she's sitting there. Witchcom comes in, Stella comes in, bring her some cookies, and she talking about how she's having a difficult time because she's the woman, and you got to go up against these men, and the men don't want to probably listen to you because really she's the one in charge. Like we were saying this before you popped up earlier. And the guys don't really want to listen to her because the woman ain't supposed to be in charge, especially during this particular time. So she's having a difficult time. So while that's going on, Then in walks Afeni Shakur, and that's when we meet her. And Elise wants to sit down with her because Elise, she's getting a little tired now. She's not trying to be Mamie. Well, you got to be a put together, poised black person. Like she like, forget all that. I'm ready to go out here and put my boots to the ground and get some action going. She's not trying to be what Elise is doing. You know, she ain't got no problem with talking back to the white folk, black folk, anybody, all kind of folks. I do like Elise, but Afeni told her, look, like you might have been cool being with Malcolm and everything, but the Nation of Islam believe in silencing women. She said Malcolm never silenced me. She said, well, he ain't never gave you the bullhorn either, or the microphone, so you can go out there and talk either. I mean, you just couldn't do that at that time. You just couldn't do that. But the Black Panther Party, the women was running the. A lot of the women was running the show. A lot of the women, they were keeping things going. They were right there side by side with the men. They had the guns in their hands, and they was ready to get down right there with the men. So yeah, I respect the women in the Black Panther Party. I really do, because they did what they needed to do.
They was vicious too though. And
You're right. Oh yeah, they were they had to learn martial arts, so they could go out there and do that kung fu stuff and fight you. They had to learn how to use weapons. They were like trained like they was a military or something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They said the
they
women
be
were
on it, man.
trained just like the men.
It's always good to have a woman that's a rider that pay attention. Because in the
Mhm.
Black Messiah, that lady was on to him already. She didn't trust him
Mhm.
one bit.
Right. Right.
She
She
was
sure
ready to get
did.
rid of him.
Right.
And she was
Mhm.
right.
She was right. She was right. I know. She was right. So yeah, Afeni Shakur. I mean, I don't. Unless I hear from the writers or the
Hmm
producers, I don't know the real reason why they put her in there. But I do know that the Panther 21, which she was a part of, she was almost. I ain't gonna say she was the leader, but she was one of the leaders of the Panther 21, and she represented herself and a whole bunch of them in court when they all was going to court.
hmm
I mean, because they're accusing them of trying to I think it was like bombing some buildings or something like that. I forgot the whole
Yeah,
story, but yeah, let me see. Hey, Deshay, Afeni was right. The women had to walk behind their men, and they said, yeah, and it's still like that. And then they Islam, it's still like that. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, they just different.
the Black Panther and the Nation of Islam is two different
It's two
things
different
though.
things. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's no comparison. But she was just trying
hmm
to say that, you know, that's not what we're about. And Elise was getting very intrigued by it.
Right.
And I knew that when episode 1, when she was in the court with about Omar, and we saw the Black Panthers there protecting Betty Shabazz, I said to myself, "Oh, she gonna get involved with them." I knew it then when I saw that first episode. I said, "Oh yeah, watch,
hmm
she gonna get involved." I saw that comment. Tamika, what you thought about this? Any thought about it?
Yeah, we was talking about it before that that's probably gonna be her next step because she wasn't messing with the Nation of Islam no more. She was liking what they were saying when she saw them on TV. You could see that she was getting intrigued by it, and
Right.
she want to get out here and fight. I at least came a long way. I like Elise.
Oh, she has come a long way. If you go back to the beginning of
Mm-hmm.
Godfather of Harlem, she was
Oh
a
my
mess.
God, she
Yeah,
definitely
she went
did.
through it.
She went through it. She was a mess. Yeah.
She was on them drugs.
Real bad. Like
Hmm
heroin, very bad. Yeah. Yeah. So now we got this bozo up here,
Let me
and
say, let me say one
oh,
thing. I forgot that about what you it's coming to me now about this. The only I can see the turn too because her leaving the Nation of Islam because after what happened to Brother Malcolm, I'm just saying, whoever the part of the Nation of Islam, I'm not dogging them or nothing like that, but they credibility was in shock. It never
Mhm.
recovered, to be honest with you,
Oh
because
No,
yeah,
no,
absolutely.
yeah,
so not saying anybody in the playback think I'm this, I'm not this, and I'm not saying some brothers were some of them brothers are good, they take care of the community, but back then when Malcolm had passed away, it took them. I mean, a lot of people
it
started
took until
denouncing them.
Minister Farrakhan stepped up before it kind of turned around, but that was way later. That was like way later, because and he sort of somewhat turned things around because their credibility was bad during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why, and then when,
yeah,
when the Nation of Islam was gone, the Black Panther Party came and took over that or took over. At that point, like in the 70s, nobody was really like I wasn't born in the 70s. You know what I mean? But just reading documentaries and just looking at documentaries and reading books about it and hearing from other people that was around that time. In the 70s, the Black Panther Party was it. The Nation of
yeah.
Islam really wasn't like that no more
No,
because
no, no. It didn't turn around until like around the 80s. That's like I said when Minister Farrakhan really kind of came up. I mean, he was already there, but that's when he really took over as a leader. That was around the 80s. Because I was
and
a
then
teenager in the 80s. By that time, that's when I started seeing Minister Farrakhan. I was saying to me, telling Tamika before you came up
hmm
that I used to go see him back in the day. That's when I was heavy into like my Black Power, stuff at that time. I used to go see Mr. Farrakhan speak, and in his young days, he was powerful. Like if you want to leave there, you want to go and just the first white person say something to you, you want to punch him in the face. That's how you was wound. He's a great speaker, great speaker. You know,
hmm
yeah. So and he's still hanging in there. I think in his 90s. I think still
Not,
holding
not
on.
no thing about him
Oh,
being a great writer. I'm not well, he is, he got a book too. It's a good book, by the way. But
mhm.
about him, like him, he had to kind of take over. And it wasn't just the Nation of Islam, it's just like Malcolm X died. And then Manazir Muhammad, he I mean, I ain't saying it on here because YouTube, but man, this guy was allegedly,
Yeah,
he
no,
was
he
doing
was.
some things.
I didn't never like from just. I mean, the stuff I read on know about him. I don't care
Yeah.
for him. I do like Minister Farrakhan. To this day, I still believe in Minister
hmm
Farrakhan. But I just never cared for Elijah Muhammad. I ain't going down that rabbit hole because
Me neither,
they are
though. I'll
heavy.
just be
They are
about to be
heavy. Yeah, I'm
quiet.
gonna stop right here because they are heavy presence, and I don't need them brothers knocking on my damn door. You know what I'm saying?
They can't get a hold of you, they will be calling you. I can tell you that much.
They are heavy. I respect them. I do actually respect all the people. So the men and the women, whatever. So um, yeah, but it was a bad time. Elise had left when Malcolm got put out. Elise followed. There was a lot of followers who followed Malcolm after he was gone and exiled from the Nation of Islam. He started his own organization, and then
hmm
not long after
Yeah,
that, before he could even get it kicked off, that's when they assassinated him. So
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, don't get me started on the lot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
We ain't going down there because we don't need the
I ain't saying nothing about
no, I'm saying
nothing is about
before
him.
that's what that's what I'm shutting it down. That's what I'm shutting it down. They're a powerful entity. I ain't fooling with them. Um,
hmm
then we got this bozo up here. He don't want to take, like I said earlier, he don't want to take. I don't even know the guy's name, but he don't want to take uh directions from Stella. He's looking at what's the guy's name Detroit that took over for Chin Gigante.
I forgot his name. I
Yeah, but
forgot his
like
name.
like Tamika said, he ain't even worth remembering his name because he's just a goofball too.
Yeah, I had one goofball number one and goofball number
Goofball number two,
two.
yeah, right.
hmm
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
But she just basically said like it ain't damn
Bumpy, get out there on the
Bumpy.
streets and find out
Yeah.
who did it, yeah, and shake up some of these fiends and see what's going on.
Hmm.
You know,
They stupid though because if they know, even anybody would know, even the five families would know that ain't Bumpy doing. He don't. Bumpy don't do stuff like that.
Mm-mm.
She know anyway, and she the only one out the family that really like black people anyway. To be honest with
Right.
you,
Yeah,
everybody else
but
don't.
Tamika said last week that she's an
Mhm.
opportunist, so she does look out
Mhm.
for herself first and
Oh,
For
of
foremost.
sure.
course, first and
So I
foremost,
mean, yeah.
absolutely.
So even though it seems like she on our side, but I'm
Mhm.
always, still say, well, we got to see because Stella, she could end up stabbing Bumpy in the back. We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know, but I mean, if anybody I would trust, you know what I mean, and would be her because
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I
out
right
of
mean,
all of
now,
them, yeah,
yeah, well, right now
absolutely.
it's her. Right now it's
Mhm.
because
her.
she the
Yeah.
only one that really like black people. Remember in season 1, she was in love with a black man to
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah,
Oh
Nolans.
yeah,
yeah.
Teddy.
Mhm.
Yeah, because going back here, this was Teddy's mother up here, the lady working
Yeah.
at the
Mhm.
Donna. Yeah, so
Yeah.
um,
And Bumpy low key spared her to be honest with you because she was supposed to be taken out.
Oh,
oh, she was, yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Mm,
she was supposed to be taken out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
I think we was talking about that last week or the week before. Yeah. Mhm.
okay, so RC said that they believe that she's gonna fall for Frank Lucas. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was saying that last week. I could
hmm
see that. I wouldn't be
hmm
surprised.
I don't see it.
I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised, but because she do like some, she likes some black
Mhm.
men. So
But I don't know if he would like her.
yeah,
Mhm.
But
I don't
Tamika,
know.
you should know it better than anybody.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. I
you
think
Tamika, but
y'all go
no,
watch Sinners, and y'all ain't gonna be on the fool with these vampire women. Watch Sinners.
on the up and up though, not no all jokes aside. Only reason I say no because he doing the side. You know why I'm away. You ain't got there. My bad. You ain't even
Okay,
got there.
all
I
right.
want to talk about
Well, okay,
that.
just I'm gonna move from this thing. We find out because Pettigrew goes and steals the mail. He finds the
Hmm.
letter from, I guess, this what type of group was it? Like a financial group, or it wasn't a law group? What was it?
That
Y'all,
was
what
like
was
a finance group.
a finance group? Yeah, Straub and somebody. I forgot the name of it.
yeah.
But he finds out that's when we find out that um, Marshall Grant, Mr. Grant, is the straw man, meaning somebody they just use. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
somebody they just using, and when like we just mentioned earlier, when they done with him, they gonna get rid of him. So
Yeah.
and I mean, and look, a black person, somebody telling, especially an older black person, somebody telling you they're gonna pay your rent, they ain't gonna do no questioning. We might
Uh-uh.
question, we're a little, but an older elder, this man's an elder, he probably said, "Oh yeah, sure, pay my rent." Not
True.
even
I
thinking
probably
what's
wouldn't let
gonna happen,
nobody. It's kind of hard saying that you ain't gonna let nobody pay your rent or whatever like that.
especially right now when we about to go into a recession and everything,
Yeah.
right? So
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of hard letting somebody like I ain't gonna let nobody shoot. Yes, you will, but sometimes you have to think about it because ain't nothing in this world for free.
right. Well, let me just say what's up to West Coast Barb. I ain't seen her in a minute. What's going on, West Coast? How
Hey,
you
That's
West
doing?
Coast
false.
Barbara.
How you doing? Glad to see you. Okay, now I'm gonna let Tamika go ahead and cook on this one because I was
Okay.
hot and pissed off, even though I'm aware of all the stuff was going on back in the day. But just reading about it or hearing about it is one thing. When you see this acted out of how these teachers were, and this guy was racist as hell. Go on and
This
answer
actually
his ass.
reminds me of when I was in Catholic school because they used to get pissed at me because I used to question every damn thing and they wanted to beat you with damn rulers, baby. I almost was traumatized and felt like I was back in school. My mother and father had to come up to that damn school and we wasn't protesting. But yeah. That was crazy to me. I mean, he was literally getting mad at her because she was talking facts. And I mean, that's still happening today, right? They don't even want our history to be taught in school. But I ain't gonna get into all of that. But I mean, Margaret do be yapping at the mouth, but at the end of the day, she wasn't saying nothing wrong. She literally was reading what's in the damn book.
Out the textbook. And
Yeah,
this racist had a nerve to say, Detroit. He had nerve to say that Christopher Columbus that he was talking about the Native Americans. He was trying to say that the Native Americans gave Christopher Columbus,
Exactly. Like,
you know,
they
all
just had
no,
him
they didn't
over
give
and was like,
anything. He
oh
stole.
yeah. Exactly.
He
Get the hell up
stole.
out of
He
here.
was a
But he
murderer.
but he supposed to say that though because he's a white
Right.
supremacist, he's a
Yeah.
racist.
Yeah,
He's
he is a
trying
white
to
supremacist.
rewriting history and making it into something else that is clearly not.
He definitely was a white supremacist. You right, you hit that
Mhm.
on the head on that one.
And
Yeah.
he got
Now,
mad because she was calling him out on it. Like, you want them to learn the history. This is the book you gave me. I'm telling you what's in the book, and you gonna hit me for it?
Yeah, he shouldn't have
Listen.
did that was horrible by hitting her with that ruler. That was ridiculous.
yeah, I know that was ridiculous, and that used to go on though. I mean, that
Oh
definitely used to
yeah.
go on. My older
I
sister went
wanted
to
them to
Catholic
tell
school.
Bumpy too, RC. I ain't gonna lie to you. And when I was in school, that was all the way in the damn 90s, and this is in the freaking
No,
60s. And I'm telling you, them nuns used to be
yeah,
mad
no,
at
my
me
older
because
sister
I
went to
questioned
Catholic school.
everything.
Yeah, my
And
older
one
sister
of
went to
them one
Catholic school,
time came and
and the
hit me
same
with the
thing happened.
ruler. I told my mother was up there waiting.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, they used to do that. My older sister used to tell us that when she went to Catholic school,
Mhm.
and she said them nuns would smack them on their hands and on their
Yeah, I
bottoms with
wasn't used
rulers
to
and
that
stuff.
because I literally went there just for my last year graduating out of junior high. I had been in public school all before that. And for whatever reason, my mother decided that she wanted my younger brother and sister to go to Catholic school, so she put me in there for the last year. Baby, when that damn lady hit me, I said, I know you don't lost your damn mind. I
Yeah,
told my
I
mother
know.
that.
They
My
used to
sister
do
got
that.
to
Oh yeah.
fighting. They threw my
Yeah.
sister Tamika. They threw my older sister out because she had ended up going back to public school because she was like, you ain't about to hit me. So she
Yeah.
grabbed the rule out the nun's hand and was about to fight the nun. You know what I'm saying? So I said, yeah,
Yeah.
no, no, like, only person was whipping on us would have been our parents,
Yeah,
not
exactly. This was
not no.
crazy. He was in here beating all the kids in the class, and none of the parents
I
did
seen
no.
that happen when I was in first grade, and I knew the family. I looked at that teacher. I say, man, y'all in trouble because this family crazy. And she looked at me. I'm like, don't look at me. You should have never did. The family came up there. They had to call the police, and it was like at least 4 police officers out there, man, because they was gonna kill that woman for doing
Yeah,
that. You,
yeah, in public schools too, they used to do it back then. This was common in actually
yeah,
schools anyway. This really was common, what they call corporal punishment.
but
And
Yeah,
everybody ain't gonna let you touch their kids though. Like
Donald
yeah.
Trump
it's
wants to bring this back. Donald Trump wants to
Mm-mm,
bring this back, but I ain't going
mm-mm,
down there, but that's something that
if
he's been
that,
talking
if
about. He
that
wants.
come back, it's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot of
Oh, this is a different
people getting
generation now.
hurt.
You think this generation is going to allow somebody to? You see videos constantly where the students is beating up the teachers and stuff. They not.
Hmm.
They will come up there with the hammer and no, come on. That ain't going. Not these
Yeah.
guys now. That ain't going.
Mm-mm.
No.
I do believe in discipline though.
I do
Like
believe
some
in discipline too, and
not about slapping nobody. I don't believe
not,
in
not
no like
no.
that stuff right there. But like
I believe in
discipline,
some discipline, but not like this. You could have did too much something else. You could have did something else, but
hmm
mm, I know Candy got paddled because she be running her mouth.
No, Lord.
I know she was probably
But what
getting.
I didn't understand is when Margaret gets home, she's going at it with her mama or whatever. Why you ain't have even show your mother that damn bruised girl son what was happening? It wasn't until when Margaret came in the room and she was like, "You want to know what's really happening in school?" Hell yeah, I
I
want to
know,
know.
I know. I'm gonna get. Let me see what Bob.
Sorry.
I work for public schools. The kids are so bold that they cuss us out, and we can't do nothing about it. Mm.
you
Yeah,
can
they
do
cuss
something
us out.
about it.
Mm-mm.
Go on,
Yeah,
get to write them up so they can get suspended.
I mean, yeah, but if she works in the school system, she can't go and cuss them out because then she
Mm-hmm.
get written up or
Oh
maybe
yeah.
whatever. A whole bunch of stuff will happen to Barbara if she does that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So because the
That
guy they
sucks.
were
That
little
sucks
adults,
though.
these are children. But after a while, your patience. That's why I praise Barbara and anybody else who can work in the school systems. I know Inga cannot do it. I can't do it because the moment you cuss at me or you hit at me, we might be throwing chairs and desks up in there fighting, and y'all be I be on the shade room or one of them things. Y'all be watching me on it. I just, and I'm not a violent person, but I just know I ain't gonna let nobody just slap up on me and hit me. I'm the adult and a child gonna hit me? Nah.
Mm.
I just can't see it
Nah, I'm
happening.
not gonna tolerate
Teaching ain't
disrespect,
for
period.
everybody, and I'm one of the people I couldn't do teaching. No,
Hmm.
no.
Teachers need to me honestly before you go to the next thing, they need to get paid more money.
Oh, way more,
Damn
way
straight.
more,
You know what I
way
Damn
mean? That's
more.
straight.
the main thing because
God
they don't
bless
get.
all the teachers. My aunt was a teacher. I used
Right.
to do
I don't care
child
either.
care provider, and I worked in a daycare, but I never worked with the older kids. I worked with the real young ones.
I
Started
don't
from when
even
they
care
was
if you're
young.
you're the cafeteria person or the janitor. I
Yeah.
mean, they all get disrespected. You know what I'm saying? And don't make
But
enough
I
money
ain't
for
taking
what they
that.
got to
Yeah,
deal with. She
absolutely
said a
not.
security guard got beat up by one of the students on the last day of school. Instead of expelling the student, the security guard was moved to a different school and reprimanded.
Mm,
And he the one that got beat up. He or she got beat up. That's
wow.
crazy.
The crazy
That's
thing, it's just
that's
like it's sad it's sad at the end of the day.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah, everything got messed up. I mean, I mean, I don't believe in doing what this racist guy was doing,
Yeah,
but
no, that was definitely just him being racist and being mad that he
yeah,
was getting called out. That's different.
but when I had to rewind, I was like, did he just say what I thought he said? As if Christopher Columbus was our friend. No,
Hmm.
they got rid of him. The story on Christopher Columbus, they got rid of him in Spain. They got rid of him because he was a murderer. He was a thief. They wanted him out of Spain. And he, and he really never even came to America in the first place. He went down to the Caribbean. He was down in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. He never really made it up into America. So that's a
Mm.
myth that a lot of people think that he made. No, he didn't make to America. He was a no good guy. They didn't want him
Well,
over.
that lie is still being told to this day, child. So,
Exactly. The Italians, that's the ones who celebrate Christopher Columbus Day. It's the Italians. They have a big parade. They do a whole big thing about it. It's them. But to me, I don't care about Christopher Columbus Day. I don't
I
care
don't know
nothing
why.
about it.
No, I'm a shill on that. I don't
Yeah, yeah,
understand. I don't
yeah.
understand why Caribbean people celebrate that neither. Knowing this man history, but I'm gonna leave
Right,
that alone.
right. I don't. Yeah, yeah. All of it is messed up. All brainwashing. Go watch Sinners.
Hmm.
It's all the brainwashing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Um. Okay, so before Margaret even get home from school, we still dealing. This is why when the camera got real close on Pettigrew's face, I said, I wonder if he is going. Because remember, Frank said to him, I got 10 keys that I can give to y'all to split amongst yourself. Chance was like, no, we ain't into that. What the hell you talking about? But Pettigrew had a look on his face, and the camera
Mm.
got close on his face. I'm like, I said, Tamika might be
mhm.
right. And
Yeah, I've
somebody
been
else in the
saying
chat
that
last
that,
week, I
that camera was like, doo, 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 doo.
right. Because he been talking about Detroit for the last. If you go back to episodes 1 and 2 of this season, and
Mhm.
Hmm.
he kept mentioning all the money they losing by now.
Right.
He keeps saying no, Bumpy's going a different direction. Chance keep telling him.
Yeah.
So
Frank
and
Lucas
Chance was
is pretty. He's pretty dumb.
He is though. He
I'm gonna
be
tell
a
you why
dumb
he's dumb
man.
because
yeah,
when
yeah,
you took the when he took the work, dog, nobody's buying your stuff. It's either Bumpy Johnson or it's the Italians. That's why he couldn't sell it. They were like, no, we don't want that. We don't trust that.
you're right, right.
I
And he had a
remember
couple of
Inga,
things he
Inga, do you
probably was
remember I
able to
told you
sell it
that?
to.
Remember I told you that on the phone? I was like, bro, he gonna try to sell it. He ain't gonna be able to sell it because
You
out of
did.
respect for the people in Harlem, Bumpy Johnson, they knowing that this ain't the way to go. And you know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
Italians on the other side, it would be dangerous because they be like, okay, this is our stuff. They put two and two together, like, yo, this dude sold it. That's why he was stuck.
And he's a new guy showing up. Don't nobody know him. You know how we all black people. Where everybody in Harlem probably know everybody. So where
Yeah.
you come from? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they probably just ain't trusting him. So that's why
People
he
don't
said he
Tamika
can't
know this
sell.
better than anybody. Harlem is the and they trying to gentrify, but it ain't gonna work. But Harlem is one of the black town, like fries, like in the boroughs, that junk is straight up black. Everybody know each other. It ain't as big as people think it is. It's big. New York is big, but Harlem, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you got your Dominicans, you got your you got your Dominicans and black people. They all know
Mhm.
each other. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna be sitting there,
They
especially
they've
in
been
that
trying to
time,
gentrify it. It's white folk
trying to
maneuver
buy.
around there.
Oh, it's been gentrified
It's
now.
been
Forget
gentrified
about
now.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time my dad was driving in Harlem and seeing some white people crossing the street, and he said, "You would never see this shit before." He's like, "What the hell is going on?" Like that was so baffling to him. And it's definitely way more now than it was back then. But yeah, it's that was showing the start of it, or them wanting to try to start it, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I just feel like chance, whether it's gonna be because of Frank Lucas or whether it's gonna be Frank Lucas, I just feel like he's not making it to the end of this season. I could be wrong, y'all, but I just keep getting
Hmm.
that feeling. And then he do keep on talking about the Gucci. It's like he keep bringing it up. And Petty, we
Hmm.
gotta keep saying we not doing that no more. So what do you keep bringing it up for? And I feel like that's what
Oh yeah,
Shannon.
Chance keeps saying it. The pettigrew. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and,
Right.
Hmm.
and Frank Lucas girl told him like you should never do this. Shout out to her though, because that woman knows she's staring some period pieces, boy. His girlfriend, she in Raising Canaan by the
Yeah,
way, if nobody didn't know.
uh-huh. Yeah, we
Oh
was
yeah.
saying
Yeah.
that.
That's Jukebox ex girl. Yeah.
Hmm. She knows
Right.
she's staying in some New York period pieces, boy. If it ain't the
Hmm.
90s, she going back in the 60s. I don't know how she do it, but salute to her.
Oh well, no, I'm glad she's still working. Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
So now we got Frank Colombo. Now we find out that Frank Colombo is working with this financial guy Schwab, and this whole thing is a setup. They even mention it right here how they gonna get rid of the old man
Oh
once
Hmm.
this
yeah.
whole deal is done. So he said he gonna have a
Yeah, but it was
conversation with
funny
the old
that
man.
Columbo was looking at him like, first of all, he got offended by him saying the mob thing, and then he was looking at him kind of sideways, even though he don't like Bumpy, because it's like you giving him instructions, telling him you want Bumpy out the way, and you telling him to get rid of the old man. He kind of made a face when he said that, but I was like, yeah, okay. Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so now little Margaret come home from school, find out Mamie got off the phone with the principal, and Mamie just jumping all on her without really finding out what's going on. But I think Margaret is just not feeling her. And then of course, okay. So let me go back. Let me ask y'all this. I can't remember right offhand without go. Unless I have to go back and watch the episode from the past. I know they adopted Margaret, but does Margaret know that Elise is her real mama,
I
the
think she
biological mama?
found out. I can't remember, but I think she found out. I think
Okay.
she read the papers. They didn't tell her. I think she ended up reading something. She ended up finding.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I just couldn't remember. Okay.
Mhm.
So,
She, you,
but it made
mm.
me feel, because she said that's not the way I raised my daughter. But she keeps
Mhm.
saying daughter, daughter, daughter. But I'm like, Elise is sitting right here, but I get,
That's why
um,
Yeah, I mean,
I
she
would,
still adopted her and
Everybody says
raising
she
her.
knows. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember from last season. Okay.
Mhm.
why, ugh. She ain't
Yeah,
acting like it low key. I mean, like, cause
Amy was a real bougie acting to me, and then she got on my
yeah.
nerves.
Mhm.
Real stuck up, like what I'm saying. And here Elise was showing her compassion and
Mm.
Mhm.
tenderness, like a mama is supposed to do. Instead of she was just scolding her. She didn't want to hear what she had to say, and it really took Elise to kind of get this going with the whole
Yeah.
protest and everything, because
Yeah.
it was up there. Because all she worried about is being embarrassed or getting arrested or whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all a question though. Being by she know that's her mother at the point, I know, Mamie, shout out to her, you do what you do, y'all did what y'all did. Eventually, man, when they grow up, man, they know the truth. They ain't gonna really be listening to you like that. I mean, they gonna listen to you, but she's a woman. I mean, she's a little girl. She get the fast. She know
Mhm.
Bumpy Johnson is like a drug dealer. Well, you know
Mhm.
what I mean. So she know too much. So her up there, mouthing off and stuff like that, it ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Niggas,
I
I just
think
want to
that's the
know.
part. I think that and the fact that she's growing up, she was away, she just coming back.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
part of why she is mouthing off the way that she is. She's
Yeah,
clean, but like I know everything. I ain't dumb and I ain't a little kid no more.
right, right.
that's
So
what that's what I'm
they sent
saying.
her down South Carolina for a while, and now she's back. Yeah. So, um, yeah, she grew up. She definitely grew up. Um, yeah, but I liked how Elise actually really listened to it. She look like she confided because she wasn't gonna tell Mamie probably. She wasn't
Uh-uh.
gonna tell her. I
She
don't think
wasn't gonna tell her at all, and I was like, "But wait
so.
a minute, why did we start with that? Like, you should have been immediately showing that damn bruise." Because she was like, "You want to know what really happened?" And show her the bruise. I was like,
Why
"Oh
would she tell?
no,
And then look, we only saw the shoulder. Imagine if she took her
yeah,
top off. If she had took her
mhm,
blouse off, her whole back probably would beat up. I bet.
right." And she
You
said he
know.
been doing this to all the kids. I was like, "Oh hell no."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Tamika got some money.
Oh, thank
99
you,
cents.
P. Bronson. Appreciate you.
Mhm. Um. Yeah. Yeah. That was ridiculous. Yeah. That totally was ridiculous. So when back here when Chance and Pettigrew met up with Frank, they I like how Chance told him because what Frank told him said, "Look, I'm not going nowhere." He said, "Look, you either gonna go walking or we're gonna or you gonna be laying down. Or we either way, you getting up out of here. You going to see Bumpy." I like how Chance don't take no crap off of Frank. I like that.
Can I say this though? And I gotta
Mm.
say this, man. But
Go ahead.
mainly, not just to let y'all on a side note. That's my mother's name. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people used to laugh about like my mother's name because they said it sounded like a white name, but it's
Oh,
a black woman
I
name.
had an aunt Mamie. I had an aunt Mamie.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. I had an aunt in my a great aunt in my family named Mamie. Yeah,
Bumpy
that's like
gonna
an
have
old
to.
school name. That's all.
They gonna have to tell Bumpy about what's going on at that school because that ain't gonna be the first time that they gonna continue doing that. That just remember I said it here first. That ain't gonna be the last time, and they might end up kicking her about that school.
Mm.
Yeah,
That,
I could see that. She didn't want him to know because she felt like he was gonna do something to the teacher, but shit, and
oh yeah,
something needed to be done for that teacher.
Yeah.
His finger
oh
needed
yeah,
to be broke.
yeah. Right,
Now I say
right.
they say I say hear me out, Tamika and Ingrid. I say
Mm-hmm.
they don't tell him that she bruised up because if he find that out, he gonna get rid of the dude. So don't say nothing about that, but just say that your daughter is getting harassed by the
Yeah,
teacher,
and
Yeah.
something like that.
she's not happy in the
Mm-hmm.
school or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Um.
what I'm gonna just say this, I done seen my dad snap out, and I know y'all did. When one thing about a father, they not gonna play when it come to their kids.
No.
The
Mm-mm.
mother is more
No.
understandable, but a man, especially if it's a daughter, oh my God, they'll crash
Mm-mm.
out.
Yeah. If you're a present father in your children's life, now you ain't letting nobody disrespect you.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the best thing to do for them, don't say nothing about them bruises. I think Bobby Johnson gonna find out though. In my eyes, I think he gonna find out, but don't you can't tell him because he gonna crash out.
Yeah, remember what Bumpy did to the guy who violated his daughters? What RC said, right? I remember that.
As he
Yeah,
should.
as he had, yeah, right. Mhm. And because even though he had a strange relationship with his daughter at the time, but no, regardless of what, that's still your daughter. I don't care what the situation is, still your daughter. But anyway, so they brought Frank to see him, and he said, what you come up from up south, you came from down south, came up from the south to rob me. Is that why you were here? And then he figured out that Frank didn't just come up here on his own. He was ran out of town from North Carolina, and that is
Hmm.
true. The real true story of Frank Lucas. He did have to leave town in the middle of the night. He had the KKK and all them on his back, and he did a lot of stuff down south that he had to get up out of town. So that's how he ended up in New York. Um, yeah, so he said that out of his own mouth. That's not even me making it up because there's plenty of interviews on YouTube of the real Frank Lucas. He talked about his life story. I mean, he did Vlad, he did a whole bunch of stuff. So
Hmm.
when he died, he was running his mouth all over the place. So He was on a lot of
He had
different
a nasty.
podcasts and
He
everything.
was nasty too.
Yeah,
When
he
I
was
mean by
on.
that, he had a nasty attitude with his old
Yeah, he
self.
did. Yeah, he did. Right. I guess he didn't give it that. He was in a wheelchair. He was paralyzed. I guess he said, "Look, I'm gonna just say
Hmm.
what the hell I want to say." I guess he ain't care. But so that's when they realized that this guy was he just some old punk. And he told him, "Get the hell on out of here." They realized he just a punk. So
Yeah, he
Bumpy
played
spared him.
himself. You felt both tests that he was trying to give you.
Yeah,
mhm.
exactly. Bumpy
Right,
Bumpy
you're
spared
right,
him though.
Tamika. He did fail both of them. Right. He could have been working with Bumpy and doing good, but you gonna try to,
Exactly.
snake him behind his back, then see that's
Hmm.
you know, um
I think
so-
Bumpy spared him because Bumpy from the South. So and
right.
then
Hmm.
Yeah.
he like, man, I ain't about to sit there and get rid of this dude, man.
Yeah.
He did that for a reason.
I like this old man though, and I
Me
like the
too.
fact
I
that
did too.
Bumpy still always kept respect because Chance was even about one time like, "Oh, don't talk to him like that." He said, "Nah, he's elder. He's an elder." And the fact that he had the relationship with sister, because it was cracking me up. How he
Yeah,
didn't
the
give a
pretty dude was
damn.
getting a little disrespectful, talking about
Yeah.
uh talking about you need an ass whooping. And he said, wait a minute, this man's an elder.
Every
When
time
I look
he
at this man,
seen,
I feel like I'm looking at my granddaddy. Rest in peace to
yeah,
my
every
grand.
time
I
he
feel like I'm
seen
looking at my
Bumpy, he
granddaddy.
was like, "You trash. You still trash. You was always trash, and you still like." He was going
Yeah, I
in on
know. He
Bumpy.
said he was just a bad boy. He was just bad. Yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, and Bumpy knew he was bad back in the day, and that's
Yeah.
why he felt, he felt
Hmm.
bad. And then he said, your sister Mabel, she
Hmm.
died because basically because I guess she felt like she failed him. That
Right.
she took him
To
in
me,
and
you
raised.
got me laughing, though, not to cut you off. And you had me
Hmm.
laughing because he did say he needed his ass kicked. I said, man, you done knocked down the man's door. He could have had a heart attack, man.
Right.
Right, the man got to be 75 years old.
Right.
The man is old, man.
Yeah, I know. I looking at him. My granddad looked like my granddad had white hair and he was dark skinned. That's what I said.
Hmm.
I look at my granddad sitting in the chair like that. So no, you can't kick no old man's behind. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like he told him too. He said, "Show some respect. This is an elder." He
Yeah, I
told him
like that
that.
he told him that.
Yeah, yeah. And see, that's what more people need to do because I can't stand. I know this sidebar. But I don't like when people disrespect elders. I cannot stand that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Me either.
you know what I'm saying? Don't even if you don't want to hear what they got to say, just say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and keep it moving. But you don't disrespect an elder. I'm not gonna sit there and let nobody do it in front of my face. No,
I've
Yeah, I
been
don't
saying
play
that,
that.
man. Like, it's sad that people do that, even if the elder is mean. And, I mean, I done opened up a couple of doors for elder. They ain't
yeah,
say hi.
sometimes they
I mean,
got their
I
grade.
think,
Just say,
Hmm.
okay, thank you. Yeah, all right, ma'am, and whatever. Just move on.
Yeah,
I
I
ain't gonna
don't
cuss
play
no
that.
little old lady out. She got a little walker, a
Hmm.
cane, and I'm cussing her out. That'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? No,
Hmm.
mhm.
I just feel like I'll be putting something negative on my damn life or something. I don't know. I guess
Hmm.
I was just raised and you don't do that. It's always the
Yeah.
yes, ma'am, yes, sir, this, that, and we, but I don't know if people, the real young ones now, I don't know if they're doing that. I can't stand when you call somebody that's grown by their first name, like y'all on the same level.
Mhm.
No, no.
And saying the B word in front of a bunch of elderly women and stuff like that, man.
No,
Like me,
no. No,
I
you
don't
gotta,
even
even if you don't
I
know
don't
their
do
last
that.
name, you gotta say Mr. Charles or Miss Betty or whatever. You gotta put that Mr. or Miss in the front of it, even if you don't know the last name. But you cannot just be calling them, oh, hey Gwen, hey Shirley. Like, wait a minute, you 15 years old. What are you talking to them like y'all on the same level? You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
can't stand it. And I guess I'm getting close to the. I guess I'm what am I now? Oh, Detroit, the auntie stage now.
They say they say
I'm an
auntie. They
auntie
call
now.
you auntie.
Yeah, that's fine, and I like it. I ain't got no problem when people call me. I used to have an issue with it when my son's friends would call me Miss. I was like, then I said, wait a minute, what you doing? And that's wrong. They are doing right. They supposed to. I let them call me Miss whatever, you know, Miss, Miss Inga or Miss, my last name. Don't show me the respect. Show me
Yeah,
respect.
I know that's right.
Mm. Said 2005, they won't even open the door. or older lady or pregnant, and they won't give up their seat on a bus on the public bus.
Mm.
Yes, I seen that. I saw a pregnant lady standing up, and some kids were sitting down on the public bus. I was on, the public transportation bus, and I was like, let me get up and stand up and let this pregnant lady sit down. It's like, God damn. And I was like, but you can't say nothing nowadays to these kids like you could back in the day, because you don't know, they could have the power on them, and it's a different time now. But yeah, it's real disrespectful now. So
Mm-hmm.
all that goes into it starts from the home. It starts from the home, So um, look, this guy here deserved to get this done to him. Okay, he deserved it. I don't feel no ways tired for him. I don't feel no ways sad. He can go right up in this furnace behind here. Uh, he tried to go. He was sneaking around. I mean, he trying to find where the Doochie at, and he in one of the trap houses or whatever. And Rain come out of nowhere, and they was wrestling on the ground with a gun, and then shoot right across the neck. You know what I mean? So I don't feel bad about this guy. He was a goofball anyway.
Yeah, Frank washed him up quick.
Yeah, he did. He did. And then he go Columbo trying to get his old man spaghetti and all this little stuff with a little marinara sauce or whatever he had on there, and trying to,
Mm-hmm.
tell him that this one. I think the man realized. Tamika, did you catch this? That the man realized that they was playing him? Because why would Columbo be inviting him over for
Yeah,
wine
first
and
he seemed like
spaghetti?
he was enjoying the food and the wine, but then the more he was talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you don't like Bumpy, do you?" And at the end of the day, he don't like Bumpy, but he also don't want to be having these people playing in his face either. Like he got his own reasons for not liking Bumpy, but when it's all said and done, y'all sitting here trying to play him for a damn fool and use him and then throw him out like he trash too. I think he
Hmm.
started catching on.
Yeah, I think it did because I just looked at his face and the way he
Hmm.
looked at Columbo, and I
But
was like,
then once
okay,
Bumpy comes to see it, then he really get the full picture. Yeah.
right, right, right. Um, and so
Bumpy
it was,
ain't worried about nobody. Bumpy trying to sit there and think about generational wealth. He ain't thinking about nothing what they talking about.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And this the scene y'all was all talking about, and Margaret was saying that we got to tell Daddy because he gonna do something. She said, "Oh no, we can't tell."
Hmm.
Mamie's like, "No, we can't tell him." And she said, "Yeah." She said she knew that Bumpy was unalive this man. You know, she knew that
Hmm.
Bumpy unalive this man, and so and then
I
she
feel
worried.
like he should
Amy
have
worried
told
about
him.
getting arrested and all that stuff. So.
I'm not mad at Mamie and the daughter. I'm not mad at him for not telling Bumpy, but you gotta tell him he the father. He really not, but he gotta you gotta tell him because this ain't gonna be the first time this happened, and it's gonna continue to keep going on. So he has to know about it.
Hmm.
And that's just my opinion,
Yeah, I mean, but maybe they're trying to see how they can handle it without getting him involved. So that's what
right?
you know, um, because if he handle it, the chance is probably gonna come and do something about it.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, so so Elise told her, said, look, we can get some help because she said we're gonna get arrested if we show up at the school. Elise was like, no, well, we're gonna get some help, and then that's when we know that the Black Panthers are gonna show up. Um, so now they go to the old man's house, Chance and Pettigrew, to bring him to Bumpy, and then that's when Bumpy came up with the plan. Well, not I don't think he came with the plan just yet. Not until after he talked to James Baldwin. That's when the plan really kind of clicked together. I think to try
Yeah.
to
He told
yeah.
him,
I
"Why
think
don't you use the foundation to your advantage?" Hmm.
right. Yeah, yeah. I think the old man was starting to come around by this time anyway.
They got James Bond was switching and everything, bro. I understand the brother is gay, but dang, he was he didn't. You know what I mean? If you really read about his life, he really ain't let people know about his personal life. They got this man switching and everything. I
I
said,
mean, he talked about,
relax.
you can hear found speeches that interviews and stuff that he talked about being gay, but gay he says I'm a black. I remember I can find it
Mm-hmm.
that it's somewhere on YouTube. I can probably look it up. He did say I'm a black man first.
Yes, he
That,
did.
that that's not the forefront of who I am. That's it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing behind the closed doors. When I walk outside in the street, he says I'm a black man, and that's what his whole focus was on
Yeah.
how blacks were being treated in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't about this other stuff. The,
Mm-hmm.
right now, they trying to make the community, their community, in the forefront. Oh, I'm kind of watching my words, but I'm stuttering. That's why I'm stuttering here. I'm trying to watch my words. But because y'all know how they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they trying to make that over being black, and then you black first. You know what I'm saying? You black
That's
first.
all I was saying about it.
Yeah,
Like the brother was all about
he was
empowering
all
his
about black.
people.
He really was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was not focused on his sexual life. Even if he was. Man, let me stop. I'm done, man. Let's shout
yeah.
out
We
to
ain't got to
James
go down
Baldwin,
there
man. I
now.
love his books, by the way.
Okay, Candy says she thinks the black Bumpy will find out if the Black Panthers are involved. Yeah,
Mm.
maybe we'll see. I gotta see I didn't see a trailer, so I don't know what's gonna happen in the next episode. But
They don't
we'll
never show
see.
no trailer. I'm like, damn, can I get
I
like 2
know,
seconds or
and you
something?
barely can get, and barely they have pictures or anything. They don't do it. They keep it kind of quiet. They're not like
Yeah.
how Power does, dropping stuff. They keep it kind of tight, so you don't really know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's something I don't see a whole lot no more. We used to definitely see it in when growing up in DC. Is shoe shine people. I don't see that a whole lot. Every blue moon I see it, but not a lot no more. The shoe shine guys will be standing out there polishing the shoes. We used to have it just like y'all had it in New York like that. We had people we used to be on the street like that shining shoes. You don't really see it as often anymore now.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I guess because back then everybody dressed, you didn't even come out the house looking any old kind of way. Everybody dressed halfway, decent. But
Mm-hmm.
now we come out looking any old kind of way now. So I guess ain't nobody wearing no hard bottom shoes to get shined up like that unless you go to church, unless you going to church or funeral or court. So, but
Mhm.
this is saying that I did like. He go that nasty principal because earlier, the principal told them, "Look, you got to get up out of here, or I'm gonna call the cops." You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then that's when they decided, to come on back up there, and they brought a whole bunch of black mamas. Cause that lady in that trench coat, Tamika, she said something about if y'all put your hands on my child again, I'm gonna bust y'all up or something. She said like that.
Mm-hmm.
I holler. I said, that's what I'm talking about.
I
You
was
don't
like,
be
hell
ready.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she
I was
wasn't playing.
happy.
It was a whole gang of black mamas came up there. So,
Mhm.
because he mentioned earlier that y'all the only mothers is up here, so they said no, we're gonna go and gather some other mothers. You know, um, So then the cops they didn't seem to go. I guess they didn't want no problems with the Black Panthers because Afeni called them a pig and all this. Yeah, I guess they just. So we'll see what's gonna happen with that. It ended, so we kind of don't know what the outcome is because they want this man fired. Because why should she be suspended? She was the one that was being beat on. You
Yeah, they
know.
probably ain't gonna fire him, but we'll see.
No, you're right. Yeah, they might have to just move her out to school and send her to an all black school.
She gonna go
Um,
to a public school.
well, I think I don't know if
I,
that's a public school,
I think that is though. It looked like it.
maybe a school that's being taught by black teachers and all that. Maybe it's a different school or they
Mm-hmm.
homeschool. I don't know. I don't know. Right. The shoe shine men did know everybody's business because people would talk to them. My father
Yeah.
used to go to the shoe shine. So is my granddad, my uncles. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you don't see that like that anymore. It's not common anymore.
Mm-mm.
Um, but they wasn't playing no games. And then this is
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
when the whole thing went down there. Look, Tamika, okay, you're a New Yorker. You said you used to live in Harlem too. I, if Bumpy gave this old man one of them brownstones in back then. Imagine what
Mhm.
that thing is worth now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That thing is because they about a couple $1,000,000 now, right?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
Easy
right.
money,
Easy,
millions. Hmm.
right.
The
So,
fact that they was talking about getting rid of the Apollo for the damn parking lot, that
oh, a
really got
parking
me. And he
a
said, "Oh
parking
hell
garage.
no!" Once he saw that, he wasn't with it.
And look, it was gonna be called Percy's parking
Yeah,
garage.
Percy's parking garage. Get that shit out of here. I love the way Bumpy threw that little toy monument thing or whatever the hell. Y'all know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
the
Off the
little
table.
platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sold it to him for
For two rows of
two two
pennies,
rows
right?
of pennies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
hmm Yeah, I thought this was good, but I'm glad this old man came around. I guess he realized. I think once he met with Columbo, I think that's what triggered the man to realize, hey, I'm being played. That's what I thought. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was a conversation with Columbo. So, um, yeah. So,
He definitely was being played. He woke up.
hmm well, Bumpy got his properties, and the old man got a new place, got a nice house to live in, and he was like he was happy as all get out to have that house too. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Hell yeah.
I
Go
would have
from
too.
that little apartment to that.
That wasn't even like a one bedroom. Looked like just like an efficiency type of a walk in.
A studio or
It was like
something
a
like
room, like
that.
a studio. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
looked like he was just renting a room. And then now he got a whole house. Yeah, I know he happy. So now Frank is now going to be trying to, I guess, work with Columbo, huh?
Let me get it. Let me talk to my big sister Tamika. Then you know what I mean. I ain't talked to her for a minute. Let me talk. Let me ask you get your TV knowledge. Do you think he's doing this? Like this is a play to get rid of this man off the table for Bump to get to work for Bumpy Johnson, or Frank Lucas is doing it for himself?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Cause see, irking my damn nerves. These moves right now is stupid to me. So I'm like, is there a bigger picture where he trying to see if he can't get them up out the way so that then he can come back to Bumpy and be like, oh, I made this play, like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, to help you. But Bumpy not really thinking about them right now. Like he's not even into that business. He just trying to do what he trying to do with his buildings, even though they was technically trying to play Bumpy. So I don't know. I'm kind of like iffy when it comes to that. Well, I feel like he just trying to get whatever come up he could get on one hand, but on the other hand, I feel like he also will use it to his advantage where he could show Bumpy like, see, I ain't as dumb as you think I am. I actually just did something that could benefit you, especially after what Bumpy said when he was like, you played yourself two times now. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Because the only reason I'm asking is because Bumpy have gave him grace 2 times. He ain't never did this for nobody, really. So the fact that he able to get his man great, I'm thinking, okay, maybe he trying to infiltrate this to get rid of this Italian crew. I don't know, man. I'm trying to see the angle here.
I'm trying to see it too because the shit pissed me off when he went over here. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I know he's starting to piss me off too.
He's starting to get on my damn nerves now.
Right,
I was
right. I
being
agree with
patient
y'all.
with
We're on the same page. He
because
on my last nerve too.
and this storyline is getting on my nerves because I'm trying to figure out. Let me ask you a question, Tamika and you and Inga, because I gotta call it how I see it, man. I gotta ask y'all before I say something. Is Bumpy Johnson, is his wife or anybody in his family still alive?
I don't know.
Because I can remember, so, I think
I'm
his
so
I would
daughter
have
or
sure.
to do
somebody
some
was
research.
saying that
I would have to do some research to find
Frank
out.
Lucas storyline with Bumpy Johnson is not real, and she got a problem with Frank. I'm trying to figure out, did they get to the writers to make Frank Lucas out to be some bad, to be the villain? Because as right now, Frank Lucas is the villain as we speak. What episode we
But
as in episode 3?
from what I understood in real life, he wanted to always work with Bumpy. So they making him out to be a villain here. But
That's
I
what I'm
don't think it was
saying.
like that in real life though.
Mm-hmm.
He,
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we know
I
that
do feel like Bumpy sees a piece of himself in him, and that's why he be giving him a chance. That's how it comes across to me, RC. But the way Frank is acting, I don't know where the hell he's going with this. Because to me, he's just making stupid moves.
This the only
Yeah.
thing about this about because the season ain't even started yet. This the only thing about I don't really like about these 3 episodes is like well two actually, but it's
Mhm.
like what the hell is Frank Lucas doing? He cannot be this dumb.
Right.
Right.
Like
Right.
honestly, like you come up in here and this man in Harlem, you sit there and try to take away the drugs that you know what I mean, and then thinking you can sell it, but the people is not about to trust you because they don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's weird to me. I'm trying to see it. I don't see the
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah.
And Candy want to know: do we think that Mr. Grant is going to live to see another day? I think they. You think they're gonna leave the old man alone, or you think they're gonna take him
Yeah,
out?
I think that he'll be okay, but I think Bumpy would look out for him. I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see Mr. Grant again.
yeah.
I think that was just for this episode. I don't think we'll see him again. I think he got his house, and then that's it. I don't think he's
It
not gonna be
depends
no
on where he
return.
at though. Like, can they? I mean, like if they, I don't even think they know where he at.
That's true because it didn't say he
Right.
was in Harlem. He could be in some
Mm-hmm.
other part of New York too. So we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say he was in Harlem. So that's true. That he could be somewhere else. So now Miss Elise, she done got.
One more thing, English, before I
Uh,
know y'all gotta go. The dude who working with Frank Lucas, he done too because when old girl find out that they not gonna tell her that about this side deal. When she find out that they working together without her knowledge, because I don't he's not gonna tell her. She gonna end up trying to get rid of him. The five family gonna end up getting rid of him because number one, Frank Lucas is the one that took the work, and you have to. She basically told you what's going on and you not burning about none of the Italians, you sitting there working with this guy. Once he find out, when she find out, bruh, he out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, she gonna get
you know,
bumpy. I
you know
don't
what don't
know.
make sense to me is that Frank comes in town. He don't know nobody. He meets this lady of the night, the girl who landed in bed with him, and he's sitting there just blabbing and telling all the business to this lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think people. Well, I shouldn't say what people do, but I know people pillow talk, but like it just seemed to me if I'm in a criminal, I ain't telling nobody, and especially somebody I just met. I don't know you. I know you won't go
Mm-hmm.
and tell the Italians behind my back. You know,
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't know. It's just I know it's a TV show. I'm
The
maybe taking.
storyline for Frank Lucas is going too fast, though. I feel like this season should have got at least about 12 episodes. Because I think they not taking their time with this character. I think they rushing just a little bit. But I'm not blaming them because they ain't got really. I mean, it ain't much you could do with 10 episodes. But I think Frank Lucas' storyline should be a little slower than this.
Uh, P. Bronson said he can't find you to subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You
he
talking
trying
to
to find Detroit. What's it called? It's
I'm about to put it in your chat, Dan. I thought he was talking about
okay.
Tamika Dean. I said
No,
everybody
no,
know
no.
where Dan
No,
at.
he already subscribed to me.
Yeah, and thank you
Okay,
for
I got
subscribing
you.
to me, P. Bronson. I appreciate you. Come back every Tuesday because we're gonna be talking about this every Tuesday to the end. Um, we're gonna try to
Yeah.
stick with 9:05. That seems to be the time that Eastern time. I don't know what if you're on East Coast, West Coast, but or if you Central time, but
Here
nine
you
oh
go.
five Eastern time. Yeah,
I posted in the chat.
yeah. There we go. There we go. So that's how you get to Detroit.
I'm disappointed in this Frank Lucas storyline. I'm like, bro, they done made you out to be the villain. You the villain right now, big dog. I'm
Yeah, I
trying to
don't
see the
know.
angle though.
Yeah. Well, like Tamika and I said the last two episodes that we know this is some historical. We know this is Hollywood. Some
Mm-hmm.
but they sprinkle a little bit of realness in here. So not everything is 100% true.
Oh
So
no, no, no! You know they're gonna change things and make things. But I don't like the way they making this, and allegedly, this has never been proven, and I don't claim nobody, but it's supposed to be in my family tree, so y'all, can't be having us looking bad on TV. I'm just saying.
mm. And Stella is the one to watch. Yeah, we got to watch out for
Oh
her.
yeah, you always gotta
Mhm.
keep your eye on Stella.
Now, Tamika, I started to show up here with my Afro wig that we had. Because when I saw Elise come up here with her Afro, and me and Tamika got our big Afro wigs that we did when we did our what was it? Did coffee? Yeah, it was coffee. And
Yeah.
so we gonna have to wear those again for some. And yeah, I said, "Oh, Elise looking real good. You know, this actress is pretty anyway. She got a pretty
Mhm.
face. So she looked good. And so now she gonna be. Now I wonder if Bumpy gonna have an issue with her being out there in the streets, pumping her fists up in the air,
He
fighting.
probably is.
Yeah. Now I think that's where they're
Mhm.
gonna have some conflict. Maybe we'll see.
Oh, she a Black Panther. Nah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a it's a right. Yeah. Yeah, I love her. She pulled out them glasses and that leather jacket. I said, okay, go ahead, girl.
The
I,
Nation of Islam did it though, because they took out Malcolm
oh
X
yeah, yeah,
and her boyfriend and locked up now. Even
right,
though he
right.
deserved to be locked up. I don't
Oh,
know
he
why she was
deserved.
crying over. He deserved. He
Yeah, he
man,
deserved
I
it.
ain't gonna even
Yeah.
get on that, bro.
No, he did. He deserved it. I did not like Omar, and so now, but I noticed they were trying to last episode. Tamika and I talked about this last week. They were trying to the writers or producers of the show trying to make
Mm-hmm.
us, the audience, feel sad and feel sorry for Omar. I'm
Mm-mm-mm.
not feeling sorry for Omar. I'm not feeling sorry. He bought this, they say, no, you bought this on yourself. You bought this on yourself, you know. I mean, so he bought this on himself, so I don't feel sorry for Omar. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he should have never did what he did.
Yeah, no, because he was if you go back to the beginnings, early season 1, season 2, whatever, he was nasty to brother Malcolm, very nasty, disrespectful.
He
Um,
lined him up low key.
lied to my he tried to unalive him. He tried on his
Yeah.
own. Yeah, so he was, and then taking information and taking it back. He was a snake. So now, but see, then all of a sudden he wanted to get a conscience, and he realized he was wrong. But it's too late now. It's too late now. But but they told Bumpy put the word out in the prison to for them to leave him alone. So I guess he's safe for now. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah. See, RC said they ain't forget about the Omar tried to eliminate my. No, we haven't forgotten. So last week we had this long discussion about it. I said they tried to make us feel some sympathy for him. He was up there crying and he had a black eye and all getting stabbed in the stomach. I ain't feeling sorry for you. No.
Mm-mm-mm.
So no, she need to leave Omar alone and move on and give
They
it
ain't
to
gonna
mother.
leave him alone though.
Oh yeah, no, but she need to not fool with him no more. Elise, she need to move on and
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
leave him in the prison and
Oh, he in there.
yeah, he up in Rikers Island or wherever the hell he's
It's
at.
mighty funny that they gave him so many years, but they never get them. They never try. They give man, I really don't want to talk, but I was just saying like this the PG way, right? Did they have any chance to have something to do with this? Yes, but they wasn't alone. The FBI was the one that I
Oh no, no,
mean,
no. They were pawns. That's a
exactly.
whole deeper thing, and it's a wonderful documentary on Netflix that about who took out Malcolm X. They
I watched
yeah,
the
no, they
whole
were just
thing.
that was a wonderful documentary.
Mm-hmm.
They were just pawns. It was the FBI, the CIA. It was all the alphabet people, all the alphabet people. Yeah, and
And
I ain't
that's what
talking
she
about
was
the
trying to.
different people. I'm
Yeah,
talking about the other alphabet.
yeah, and that's what
Yeah,
she was trying to tell Bumpy Johnson. Like they didn't do this alone. It was like the
yeah. I think
FBI.
he
I mean, the
realized, and that's
CIA,
why
the FBI. They had something to do with this, man.
yeah, I think he realized it. That's why he went to go help her. That's why he
Mm-hmm.
that's why he helped his daughter. I think that he knows, but he was just pissed at the time, and so it what happened to Malcolm. So he told Malcolm to get more security. He told Malcolm, but I think at that point Malcolm was just like Dr. King. I think they knew in their heart that they was going to go, and it was just a
Mm-hmm.
matter of when. It was just a matter of timing. And at that point, I think them brothers they were just ready. They did all they could probably do. I guess I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. We don't know what was in their head, but I do know, and this is about the real life family, is that Malcolm's daughters, the surviving daughters, they one daughter passed away, but the other daughters, they all suing. They suing the government right now.
Yeah,
So
they is.
yeah, now I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but they all suing. You know, they suing New York police
Jersey.
and New Jersey police. Was the Newark, yeah, Newark police.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the CIA, FBI, and all that. So, I mean, they're gonna drag this out. They probably gonna hope that the whole family is dead before they settle the case. So,
Yeah, they not gonna get no money off this.
yeah, yeah.
Sadly, but sure, they not gonna get no money.
But everybody knows now. Everybody
Right.
knows. It's not like a secret anymore. We all know. It's been too many information out there about Malcolm and Martin and others who got taken out. That we know that
And the people who did,
everything is not what we even the Black Panthers being taken down. That was all infiltrated through J. Edgar Hoover and all that stuff. So it
by
was
the by the
yeah,
CIA who got
yeah.
into it with a who found the coon to take down Fred
They
Hampton.
always do that. They always
Yeah.
find one of us to try to take down the others. They always do that.
He had a choice too. I feel sorry for the dude. He died. He had a choice, nigga. If this, you know what I mean, they sit there and say, if you do this, you go to jail, nigga, go to jail. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you ain't gonna sit. That's just me. My problem. I'm not about to sit there and take down my own nobody. You know what I mean? Like that. My leader, my black leader, because yeah, I can't get nobody to do it. No, if you're gonna see me to jail, take me to jail, bro. And that's what he should have did, but he didn't do it, and he ended up regretting for it. And ended up doing a book that nobody cared about, and he ended up dying in a car accident. So I don't feel sorry for the guy.
No. Who feels sorry for somebody who's an informant and a rat, and you're doing something to take down your own people? You're not taking
Hmm.
down drug dealers or taking down the mob or something like that. You're taking down. You're not taking down child predators or something. You're taking down your own people who are trying to do good in our community.
Yeah,
And so that it's a whole deeper story. Every organization that ever existed is good. They infiltrate. They still do this kind of stuff now. They do it now. It's
hmm
still going on. It's still going on. So anyway, y'all, that was the episode. It was a good one to me. I thought it was decent. But I agree with everybody. Frank Lucas is on our nerves right now. He got to do something to turn things around for me. Because right now, I'm kind of sick of him already. And he just got here. He just got
hmm
here and I'm already tired of him. Tamika, he can get his ass back on that bus back to North Carolina. That's why I feel. You know.
Tamika
Yeah,
Dan.
basically.
Yeah.
Tamika Dan
So
gotta get your cousin.
Yeah, I don't know about that, honey. That's the rumor. Mind you, he come from where my mama, I think her dad's father side of the family come that part of North Carolina, and then Bumpy comes from Charleston, South
South
Carolina,
Africa. Hmm.
where my dad's family come from. And he's buried in Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx, where I got a lot of family members buried at. So I was like, oh, but yeah.
okay. So
He
your
ain't
family
representing now. He ain't representing.
so your family, the lineage of your family migrated from the south up north.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of them migrated.
Which
Yeah.
most people did. Most people's
hmm
families come from the
Yeah.
south. Uh,
Hmm.
far as I know that, well, I don't know about my mama's side. It's still kind of
hmm
iffy on that, but the my dad's side, I know they came from down deep into Virginia,
hmm
like
hmm
almost where you going into North Carolina, but it was still in
Uh-huh.
Virginia. So in the country,
Yeah.
you know, and then they migrated up to DC. So
Yeah, everybody spread
yeah.
out there. My mom's dad, he got a bunch of people in DC and Maryland. She used to be there
Mhm.
all the time with them too. And then they started coming up to New York and they spread all around.
That's why you have
My
people up here in
my grand.
Baltimore and DC that got Southern accents.
Hmm.
And you can
Yeah.
think, why you got a Southern accent? But that's because the family, that's what,
hmm
yeah.
My granddad's is crazy though because his is Mississippi,
hmm
then Chicago, and then he
Okay.
went to upstate. I mean to upstate New York. Then he went
hmm
to New York, which is Brooklyn. Then he came his way to Detroit in the 50s and 60s because
Wow.
the economy the economy
Mhm.
was good in Detroit. I mean, in Michigan. So that's what he did
Mhm.
though, because
Oh, it
he
was
got I got
jobs back then.
huh.
Wow.
It was jobs
Mm-hmm.
back then in Michigan. He said it was-
Arkansas, West
Yeah,
Coast Farmer.
yeah. She said
Okay.
she was born in Arkansas. Mm-hmm.
So you got to think about
Mhm.
Mississippi,
Mhm.
Memphis. It's not that really that far from Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Mississippi ain't that far from Memphis. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know, man. Everybody got a tree from the south. I agree.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's just
yeah, yeah.
me.
No, that's the fact. Everybody, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Ellen Jane. Uh, I was talking about this too. That they, I thought that his character would be a little more menacing and cold.
I agree
I
with
thought so
that.
too.
I do
And they
agree
made
with
him
that.
Lord Eye Candy. Because I did say
Mhm.
that earlier when we first started
Yeah.
Detroit. So you gave me, I said, he is a good looking guy, the actor, you know.
Mhm.
And
And
he
Frank didn't
also,
look like that in real life.
no,
So
hell
yeah.
no. Y'all Google tonight
Mhm.
a picture of the real guy, and
Mhm.
he was backwards and country, and he was not that. Even Denzel made this guy look, look way better. Denzel did it.
Oh
So
wow! See, you said both your parents was born in Mississippi. They met in Minnesota in the late 50s. Okay.
mhm, mhm,
Shout out to your
mhm. Yeah,
parents.
yeah, people from all over, people from all,
Mm-hmm.
family from all over. When you start really digging into people's background,
Hmm.
people from all over. But a lot of people went out west. They went from the south,
Yeah.
moved up west. They went north. They went
Hmm.
Midwest, like Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, all the places like that, and Ohio and all that. And some came up here this way, went all the way up to New York. Yeah, and that's how it go. What they call it, the Great Migration. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
You coming from Arkansas? Or you going you from Atlanta, Georgia? 9 out of 10, you were in the 60s and 70s, you was coming to Detroit, Michigan. Because that's where they
Hmm.
come from. And
Yeah.
you see a lot of Detroiters that live in Atlanta is because
Yeah.
that's what the whole migraine situation going on. And the Bay
Hmm.
Area too. Bay Area, you know what I mean? Like I ain't trying to talk about centers, but if y'all know if you know, man.
Yeah, but a lot of them came
Mississippi,
from Mississippi up to Chicago
yeah,
and
yeah,
Detroit and
yeah.
Indiana, all them places like that. Right. Yeah, they
To get
did.
away from the KKK because they was and you know what I
Mhm.
mean, just to let y'all know that's what they see it like they were no
But
mind
they
because
had a different, but they had a different
yeah.
form of KKK up
Hmm.
north. Look at that teacher in he probably just as KKK as the ones down south. That teacher that Margaret had. They just
Hmm.
wear a suit and tie and a little more probably educated, but they just the same. Um, they just the
Hmm.
same. They just the same.
Hmm.
So oh, Can you have people up in Baltimore? Okay, and Detroit.
But yeah, Baltimore,
Hmm.
the DC, Chocolate
Yeah.
City, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to
Hmm.
be. It ain't real chocolate no more.
I
That,
remember that.
that
Hmm.
gentrification, like Bumpy trying to do with this, that
Exactly.
gentrification, that's what messed
Hmm.
it up, right there.
Hmm.
So Detroit used to be. Detroit probably might still be more black than definitely than
It's
DC
like
was.
85% still black, so it's one of the
Yeah,
blackest cities in America.
I think so. I
Still,
think it's still that way. I think it's still
hmm
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
one thing y'all do know that
New Orleans
Malcolm,
too might still be.
y'all know Malcolm X and his family is from Lansing, Michigan.
They from Michigan. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then he went to Lansing, and then he went. This is true
He
story.
came out.
He
He
went.
came out to Boston. He stayed with his
No, he
half
went
out
for
Boston.
before he went there though. They didn't really. I don't think they remember. I don't remember them thinking that telling the story. But when he left Lansing, he went straight to E-course. E-course is where Big Meech and Southwest T is from. That which
Okay.
is
Yeah.
Oh,
which
okay,
is Southwest
okay,
which is
okay.
Southwest Detroit. He was living there. That's when they called him Detroit
They
Red.
read. Oh yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was much later
Hmm.
when he lived with his sister and his
Mm-hmm.
older sister Ella,
Yeah.
with a half
Yep.
sister Ella. He lived in Boston. That was much later. You're right. You're absolutely right. He did live in Detroit, in that
Yep.
Detroit area for a while. Right.
And that's why and he was running numbers
Hmm.
and everything like that. Like he was a hustler. That's why they called him. The people in Detroit called him Detroit Red because he had red
Right.
hair.
Right. Yeah,
Hmm.
he did have reddish hair. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
back to the. I'm gonna have to give. I'm gonna have to go over to my granddad house because he got pictures of him hanging out what Malcolm X. I'm gonna try to sit there and get him because he got the pictures of him hanging out when he had
You better hold on to them
hair.
little treasures that
Oh
keep
yeah,
He trying to
yeah.
hold on to
Yeah,
definitely.
that.
you
He
and
got
hold it,
every
you better
picture.
frame it. Yeah,
Hmm
put it on some type of digital something where you won't ever get messed up because they trying to take away all our history as much as little by
Mhm.
little. So
hmm
yeah, right. Well, y'all, we be Detroit. If you want to come back next week, we're gonna be here every Tuesday
Okay, I'll be
series
back.
until the
I'm try-
series is over. I mean, not the series, but the season is over. That's not the
okay, I'm
season.
trying to I don't know. I'm trying to get the people together. Hopefully, I know I don't be trying to worry Tamika because she be busy, but we trying
Oh,
to
y'all doing Last of Us or something, right?
I'm trying to get. I mean, I don't want to worry Tamika because Tamika doing a lot of things, and I'm disappointed Tamika. I've been telling her she need to rest, even though she ain't listen to me. But
I think
I'm
she
trying to
been
get stuff
resting.
I
together.
have been
No,
resting.
she has been. She been racking. I felt
Every
good.
time on Sundays, I'm seeing them notifications. I done seen them Tamika
When
then.
Sunday is usually our day. We all play our
Yeah.
stuff on Sunday. Yeah, because
Hmm.
Sunday is when I put
On
together.
Wednesday too, I'm seeing two notifications
And
going on with
I don't
Tamika.
do all through the weekday usually.
Okay, I,
Yeah.
I I made sure I unsubscribe and subscribe back to Tamika and make sure I get every notification because I'm paying attention to you, Tamika.
You so stupid. No, it's a
No, but
couple things that I joined the list. I try to keep my mind occupied too, y'all, because if not, I go crazy. But I'm definitely
no.
taking time for myself and resting as well. I want us to talk about The Last of Us. It's been 3 episodes. I don't know. I'm gonna try to see if we can do it tomorrow for after I do the handmaid style with EJ.
Because we got to figure something out. Because if you want to wait till they do, because it's only 8 episodes to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
if you
y'all
want to
could
do
wait and talk all of it at one time about the whole
yeah,
thing. It's
because
only 8
I'm
episodes.
getting I got screenshots and stuff from
Okay, it's up to you. Either one works for me. We could wait until the
okay
overall. Yeah.
okay
Hmm. But I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it so far. I
me
know some
too.
people is mad, but
It had to happen.
yeah.
I'm so it surprised me that it happened in that fast though. But they going right off the video game, so I'm
Yeah.
not mad at it.
Yeah. Hmm.
My son was playing the video game. He likes the show. I haven't really been watching it, but he watches it and he be playing the video game. He still plays
Hmm.
it.
Hmm
Yeah. Yeah, well, so besides that, Tamika, what else you got going on? The Love Out the Lockup and some other.
Yeah, I do my little recaps on that. If y'all watch that, y'all can check that out. I am going to try for Self Care Saturday and what you should be watching, but I don't know if my internet gonna let me get up here. We'll see. Because if you
Look,
acting stupid,
internet, you got to get it together, okay?
right.
The internet was cutting up last week.
I
Uh-huh.
ain't gonna lie, that if y'all ain't seen on Netflix, have it. That's your fire, man.
I've
I
been telling
know, I
everybody to
know,
watch it. I'm
I
telling
know.
you, if you
I
like the
started
shoot
it. I
'em
ain't
up,
finished
bang
it.
bang, then you gonna
I'm
like
still like
it.
in the early parts of it because I started it the
Hmm.
other night and I dozed off. So I might
Hmm.
finish the rest of it tonight.
I know
Yeah,
Tamika.
I like that one. It is extra. They OD, but I think if you ever seen the Raid or Gangs of London, he is the
It's the
person that
same
does.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gangs of London is fine. They took it off AMC. It's on the London based channel in London that we can't see. I don't know why they took it off
Are you
AMC.
serious? I
I'm
didn't
dead
know that.
serious.
Oh my god. Oh no. That's
Yeah.
I didn't even know
I
that.
I got a documentary before to Inga go for people who on the playback, whoever listening right now, that y'all might like. I done watched it. Like I'm on
Was
episode
it-
two, but
'Cause I like
it's
a good
called
documentary now. What is it?
Hollywood Demons.
Oh no, I was gonna talk about it, but then Moochie went out of town. Tamika said
I
she
never
didn't
got a
watch
chance
it.
to watch it. I'm gonna check
Yeah,
it
Tamika,
out.
I asked Torian if he
Yeah.
wanted to talk about it. He didn't look at it. I said, damn, ain't
I'm
nobody
looking at
watching
it.
it.
I'm on
Yeah,
two right now.
I'm
So
gonna
when
check that out.
because
round
I gotta watch
June,
the one to me. I mean, not Tamika. I mean, Moochie told me to watch the one about the Power Rangers. She said that one's a good one.
I'm gonna get to that in a minute though. But
Yeah, but the
around
first two
June,
was good. The first two that I saw was good.
around June. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to
We
do
can
it, you
talk
know what I
about
mean?
it
Let
like
me
after we
know.
finish with Raising Cane and all this other stuff. We can.
We're
Yeah,
doing the snowfall thing. It's just the fact that
yeah, we keep
when it's
pushing that. Yeah, we got.
it's
We
better
can do
that
that.
way anyway because it's something to talk about in May. Ain't really nothing coming out in May like that. I mean, for
Yeah,
me,
ain't gonna be nothing really over. We got July, August. You know what I'm saying? We can just
mm,
we're gonna still do our snowfall recap. Throwback on that. We'll get to that. But well, we got the new episode coming back up this week at Raising Canaan. I missed my episode last week. I mean, I missed it. We had to break because I was like,
mm-hmm.
damn. I said, oh, that's right. Damn, we got a break. I said, damn, what the hell I'm gonna watch tonight? I was used to staying up at midnight to watch it, and we
I was
ain't had
watching Dope
it.
Thief.
I forgot what I ended up doing. I think I might have dozed off and went to sleep or something. But however, it's back. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see what's gonna happen. We still
Mm-hmm.
got to find out who killed Famous. We still got to find out what's
Mm-mm-mm.
going on with the Unique. It's a lot of storyline we got. Hopefully the mama is completely dead now, but we done with her.
She
And
gone.
hopefully she gone. And so we'll see. Me and PG gonna talk about it on Thursday. We're gonna do like a little, what we know, our thoughts and what we think may happen, like a little pregame. Me and PG gonna talk about it on Thursday. And so we'll see what's gonna happen, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So
Okay.
keep y'all notifications on. Check the community tab because we always putting something in the. Or I know I'm always trying to post something in the community tab just to stay active with everybody and check Discord. We be in there too. So
Mm-hmm.
find out what we all doing. So I appreciate everybody for coming out. I mean, we had a nice little crowd today, so I appreciate everybody. West Coast Barber, Candy, RC, Deshay. I mean, it was a lot of people. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh,
West
okay.
Coast
Wait a
Bar in
minute.
the
One
building.
last thing. She said, Deshay said, Gangs of London is on AMC Plus. Oh, I don't have AMC Plus.
No,
Y'all
it's not
got
on there. Not season three. Not season three. It's not on there because I checked. It's not on there. It's on the
that?
London based thing. It's not even on AMC. If you go on, because I got the AMC app.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know why they took it off. I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah. So, but anyway, y'all, I guess that's all for tonight. I ain't got no more unless y'all got something more to add.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so we'll be yeah, thanks for coming through and we will catch y'all next week. Come back Tuesday, 9:05 Eastern Time. We'll be back for episode 4. And y'all have a good night. Bye everybody.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.